running out of batteries and sunlight. So hopefully we can get this done in just one take. It has been a while. I have to apologize. We've gotten so busy with all of the irons that we have in the fire and haven't seemed to be able to take as good of care of any of them as we want to. But anyways, we've been really blessed. We've had an amazing harvest. Our little farm has produced a ton of pumpkins, a ton of raspberries. We've been putting up cans of all kinds of different things, and we've got our food storage all prepped for wintertime. So we're super lucky, super grateful. And now I finally have a minute to do a couple videos and some updates. One of the things I'm trying to do in my leather shop is get some better tools. I want to be able to increase the quantity and the quality of the work that I'm doing in my leather shop. And one of the tools I've been lusting after lately is a good burnisher. I did end up purchasing a burnishing machine. I did a lot of research and searching around, and that's what I want to share with you guys. So hopefully this saves you some time. There's a lot of different options out there. In my research, it seemed like one of the ones that came to the top in a lot of the forums and discussions was the Leather Machine Company. I think that's what they're called. Their Cobra line of tools. They have a burnisher that's just over $500, and it's a pretty good burnisher. The thing I like about their burnisher is the slots they have on the burnishing wheel are wide enough to accommodate something that's really thick, like a holster or a knife sheath, which is some of the things that I like to build. And I found that a lot of the Chinese brands that you can get on Amazon and the Sailrite and Craft Tool and Craft Plus brands, which are basically just another variation of that Chinese motor, they all have really small burnishing wheels on them. The slots are narrow and they're curved all the way through. There's no flat spot in those grooves, which makes it harder to get the flat part of the edge of your leather piece that you're working on. So I opted not to go for those, and I was gonna save up and buy the Cobra leather burnisher. Did a little more research and I found that Nigel Armitage, who has a lot of great leatherworking videos on YouTube, produces a leather burnishing machine, and he does this with Just Wood Company. They have a website. You can go, you can find the burnishing machine. You can also purchase the burnishing wheel separate and the sanding drum separately if you want to. Links to all this stuff's in the descriptions. Nigel's burnishing wheel is just the design that I was looking for. It has some wide grooves in it. It has lots of options of groove sizes, so I can accommodate a variation of leather projects that I'm working on. And it's made of ash, which is a good solid wood that can withstand a lot of pressure. And so I decided to go ahead and pick up one of those burnishing wheels. And I went to justwood.com, tried to order the burnishing wheel and the sanding drum off their website because it was a little bit cheaper than what I had seen on Etsy. They also sell it on Etsy. And the problem was my credit card did not like that UK website. For some reason, it wouldn't go through, wouldn't allow the purchase to go through. I tried to do it through PayPal, which you can do also, but the conversion factor wasn't quite right. So anyways, I ended up having to buy it on Etsy. Etsy was a little bit more expensive. You still have to pay for shipping. Still a lot cheaper than buying the Cobra machine for $500. And I got on Amazon and I looked at all kinds of different grinders and polishers to see if I could find a good match for these wheels. I wanted something that wasn't too high speed, or at least that I had the ability to adjust the RPMs on, but there's not very many options of 1/2-inch arbor grinders and polishers that are variable speed. And the Armitage leather wheel is 1/2-inch. It has a 1/2-inch chuck in there that you have to have a 1/2-inch shaft to be able to use that. So I ended up settling on Bucktool's low speed grinder off of Amazon. 1750 RPMs, I think it has. And I don't think I'm ever going to need to use more than that, you know. And there's a lot of discussion in forums about the appropriate speed for burnishing. trying not to burn the leather, trying not to burn the leather with the sanding drum. And it seems to me like you wouldn't really want to get above 2000 RPMs anyways. So even if most of those variable speed tools go from 2000 to 8000 RPMs or something like that, and the Chinese ones on Amazon, they all say they go from 0 to 8000 RPMs or something crazy like that. But then you get reading in the comments and on the forums, and none of them actually go lower than 2 to 3000 RPMs. So I settled on Bucktool. I don't think I'm going to need variable speed, and it's a pretty good combination. So take a look at some footage of putting together this Burnishing machine. Let me know what you guys think. I'll be doing a video about this little copper Kershaw Culpeper. It's a really cool knife in D2 steel. Cost me 29 bucks. So watch for that video coming up. Great little knife. Very quiet, very stable. You can't even tell it's on looking at the camera, but it is on. There's a little tiny bit of wobble out here. You can hear it on my finger. On the end of the burnishing wheel, but it's really not bad. I'm happy with it so far. We're gonna have to burnish some things though, won't we? It seems like a pretty good combination. Now putting together this machine, I was worried about the fit and how true those wheels would be, and found the burnishing wheel especially to be really nice, fairly true, very tight fit on that 1/2 inch shaft, which I was pleased with. I really like the Armitage leather burnishing wheel. The sanding drum, I don't know if it's screwed off center or there's just a little weight differentiation on how that piece of ceramic is balanced that the sandpaper goes around, but for some reason the sanding drum is not very well balanced and it does have some wobble to it. You can use it just fine. It's just a little bit annoying, and felt like I could probably do better. Also, the diameter of that sanding wheel is just big enough that you can't get into some of those smaller leather pieces, smaller nooks and radii on the leather work that I do on some of my sheaths. Gosh, what a mouthful. Anyways, so I probably in hindsight would have gotten a smaller sanding drum, not from Nigel. I would have found a different one. There's a lot of options out there that you can mount onto a 1/2 inch arbor. So that part of this build I feel is a little bit incomplete. So I'm not bringing you the complete package, but I have to say that the Bucktool low speed machine with Nigel Armitage's burnishing wheel is a very good combination for a lot more affordable price. And I think it's does exactly the same thing that Cobra machine does. Now, it's one thing to pay for quality, but it's just really hard to fork out the cash knowing that the only reason you're spending that much is because of the niche that that product occupies in the market, and you just can't find any other options. I thought this was a pretty good solution for me, the best solution that I have found so far. So let me know what you guys think, and hopefully you'll see this machine featured in a lot more of my videos, and you'll see the quality of the work that this machine produces. And if some of you order a knife sheath from me, you'll get to see it firsthand. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate your support. You're an awesome group of people. Really great community. I'm glad that I'm on this YouTube journey. We'll see where it takes me. You could help by subscribing, leaving me a comment. Just reach out, email me. I just like engaging with this community. So there's a lot I can learn, and there's a lot we can teach each other. And I'm really hoping that it leads to more opportunities for me. And hopefully I can take care of those irons in my fire a little bit better. Shoot, you guys better see some of this scenery because it is just outstanding.